In this demo, I will talk about data apps in Peliqan. Data apps are low-code Python scripts that you can use for a wide range of use cases. For example, you can use data apps to implement some automation, to build a custom data pipeline, to build reports, import and export data, and many other use cases. In order to use data apps, you can go to the Build section inside Peliqan, and then you can start with one of the templates. We have templates to implement a data sync between 2 or more business applications. This allows you to keep your customer data in sync between your accounting software and your CRM or your ERP system. We also have templates to import and export data or to do messaging with these data apps. You can send alerts to Microsoft Teams or to Slack when something is wrong, or just to keep people informed. For example, you can send them a weekly update of the sales figures. Furthermore, you will find templates to obfuscate data for compliance. You can build history tables and much more. For this demo, I will use the Excel export template. Once I click it, it will create a copy of the app in my own account. I can immediately run it and start using it. In this app, I can select a schema and a table, and I can download the entire table as an Excel file. If I use the app on a regular basis, I can also bookmark it to the home page. This will make it available here on my home page. I can use it at any point in time. Let's go back to the apps and talk a bit more about the different features. An app can be interactive, which means that it has a UI, and for that we have Streamlit built in. Streamlit is a module that allows you to build a UI with texts, buttons, tables, and much more. In order to use an app interactively, you run it in interactive mode. Here's an example. Now, if your app is supposed to run in the background, you can run it in background mode. When you run it in background mode, you need to refresh to see the new output as the app is running. This is typically used if your app implements some automation or a custom data pipeline. You can also schedule an app to run it on a regular basis, for example, every minute, every 5 minutes, every hour, etc. For each run, there will be a log, so you can always go to the logs and check what happened in an individual log. You will also find an AI summary of the logs of your app. When you make changes to your app, you will automatically have versioning built in, so you can always go back to a previous version of your individual app. When your app is interactive and you want to make it available to people outside of Peliqan, you can publish the app. When you go here, this will allow you to create a URL that you can share with people outside of Peliqan, or you can also create an embedding URL that you can use to embed the app using an iframe in a portal or an intranet. Let's go a little bit deeper on the Python codes. You can use any type of Python, and if you go to our documentation, Data Apps, Available Python Modules, you will find a list of all the individual Python modules that are available to use inside of Peliqan. On the right-hand side, you will find functions that you can use inside of Peliqan. As I mentioned, you can use Streamlit to build a UI. Let me show you an example. If I want to add a button, I can simply type "click me." And then if the button is clicked, if my button, I will write a text. Hello. This is a very simple example of an interaction that you can build in a UI using Python. I need to run it interactively, otherwise it's not going to work. So here's my button, and when I click it, it's showing the hello message. You can also use Streamlit to show charts and to basically visualize your data. Furthermore, we have a wide range of Peliqan functions that are built in. For example, if you want to read data from the built-in data warehouse, you can add a connection, and then you can fetch a table. If I want to fetch data from Pipedrive and I want my deals, I can type it here, and it will automatically highlight and show me all the details of the table in the data warehouse. I can visualize this table as a JSON using Streamlit. And here you can see the data from my data warehouse. These scripts also allow you to write data into the data warehouse, and this way you can build a custom pipeline. So in these scripts, you might want to make your own API calls or fetch data any other way. And then what you can do is you can write to the data warehouse using individual functions such as insert and update, or you can do an upsert, but we also have a function that basically implements an entire ETL pipeline. So this function, write, will take input data, for example a data frame or JSON from an API. You have to specify the primary key, and this function will actually create a table. It will create the necessary columns by doing introspection on the data, and it will perform upserts for the individual records based on the primary key. So this is a great way to quickly write data to the data warehouse without having to worry about creating the entire table structure first. Next, I will show you how you can create an API endpoint with a script. In order to do so, we need to first create an app which is an API handler, and I will call this My API Handler. This will show you an example script with a function which is the actual handler that will receive the incoming requests. And here we see examples of how we can fetch all the details of the incoming requests. In the example, we're also fetching some data from the data warehouse, for example, my pipe drive deals. Let me save it. So, now this API handler is ready, and it will return a response with an OK and the actual data from my data warehouse. And now I can configure the actual endpoint, so I'll call it my API endpoint. I will use the built-in web token for authorization. I will make my root, for example, my demo, and below you will see the end-to-end URL that people can use to actually call these REST API endpoints. I will use get, and I will link it to my handler. That's it. Now my API endpoint is available, and it can be used to fetch data. We can also accept incoming webhooks, so when you go to admin and you go to your account settings, you will find a unique URL that you can configure anywhere outside of Peliqan in any application that is capable of sending webhooks. And when data is sent to this endpoint, it will automatically appear in the data warehouse under a new scheme called webhooks. So every incoming webhook event will be stored in a table, which you can then process using a script or a data app inside of Peliqan. This is a great way to receive webhooks, to process them, but also to reprocess them if needed. Finally, I will show you a template of the reverse ETL app. I'll bookmark it to the home page. And this reverse ETL app can be used to set up a data sync between a source and a target, typically 2 business applications, or it could also be 2 different databases. It allows you to keep data in sync from a source to a target, and this app can be used without actually looking at the underlying source code. So here, you can build a sync between a source and a target. You can do your field mapping, and we have a separate video where we go much deeper into this individual data. Thanks for watching.